So inside your ears is the cochlear and the vestibular system. And those sensory things help the body with balance and motion, and importantly, help your body understand where your head is in proximity to the environment surrounding you. And the reason I'm setting this context is that during the development, the early stage development of Spectre, the noise isolation inside the car was distilled to such a degree that the engineers ended up feeling sick because the sound was totally isolated, throwing out the balance of their heads. That is the degree of noise isolation that has been achieved as a result of this brand going EV. Now, rest assured, that's obviously been ironed out in true Rolls-Royce style. They have engineered, and there it is. Phenomenal to witness that. It's like pure silent energy, just smashing itself down the tarmac. Cool thing. They have engineered in their own sort of ambient sound inside, not in a synthetic way, just in a way to make sure that it's not too quiet. So today we are incredibly fortunate that we are going to be experiencing at a very, very early stage. This is highly unusual. Very early stage, we're going to be experiencing what the very first electric Rolls-Royce is like in the form of Spectre. So this is a pretty exceptionally magic experience because we're about to go out on the test track in this, which genuinely wasn't part of the program. So we're going to take you along for this one as well. How's it going?
Not so
Good
bad.
to see you again. You boys are bending physics here. It's, you know, it shouldn't do that.
Tell me more.
Well, I just, you know, you've got your association with I guess all Rolls-Royce platforms. The first characteristic that comes to mind isn't necessarily dynamics and handling. Mm-hmm. The way this disguises its weight, particularly because its center of gravity is so low, you can feel the mass glued to your arse almost, you know. So when you're going around corners, the way it settles in for something so large feels physics bending. It's like, this shouldn't be doing this, right? So it's really nice to, I mean, once it's done, to be able to marry that luxury here and then all of a sudden bring the performance and handling up to match it is very exciting, you know? Well done. It's really, really exciting. Really, really exciting. I never thought I would say this. It's the first electric car that I've been excited about. I mean, if you cut me, I bleed petrol, right? So, you know, you would assume that I'd be looking forward to like a 2,000 horsepower hypercar, but I'm not. This is the thing that, as an application, really floats my boat. Yeah, I mean, to think that that's 40% of where it is,
Yeah.
blows my mind. Okay, so here we are with none other than Dave Monk. How are you, sir?
Hi, nice to
You
meet
good?
you. Good, thank you.
Mate, it is a true honour to be here. I know this is a really rare, almost unforeseeable occasion to be, you know, here getting a ride in your development car, which is effectively your baby, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So massive deal for me personally. Electrification. I can't think of another brand which is better suited to going EV. So how's the journey been? And when I say journey, Dave's about to put this through a 2.5 million kilometer test program. How's that going?
Yeah, we finished our first phase of testing, which was in the Arctic Circle. By contrast, we're here today in the south of France on our hot climate portion. We're about 40% of the way through our test program, and that test program starts off as almost a development exercise. We teach the car, it's like a finishing school, how a car should behave. And then we work our way through until we get to this point where we're starting durability testing. Does the car exceed our expectations in every area? Does the car match what the customer's expectation is?
Fantastic. I love that term, finishing school. That's
Absolutely,
very
that's what it's all about.
Rolls-Royce. So what are the attributes which you're trying to teach the car or engineer into it to make it a Rolls-Royce?
Well, let's reflect on what you said about Rolls-Royce, what a Rolls-Royce should feel like, what a Rolls-Royce should drive like, and you said that you couldn't think of a better brand for electrification. And the reason you said that is because that's always been our objective, to distill down the silence, the waftability we talk about, the effortlessness. And with an electric drivetrain, we're able to achieve that in high definition. We can go a step beyond what's possible with a combustion engine.
So from ground up, this is a completely bespoke new platform, obviously to accommodate battery.
Yep.
Battery's been developed in collaboration with BMW. It's the group's largest battery pack ever.
It is.
How has that freed up what you're able to do with the platform?
Well, there's two things we've done. So one is the car is based on our architecture of luxury, the same architecture we use in Phantom, Ghost and Cullinan. We've significantly modified it so that we can include the battery. The addition of the battery has been done in a way that integrates an additional more than 30% torsional rigidity in the car.
That's massive.
This extremely stiff platform is then the foundation on which you can build our Magic Carpet ride and the ride and handling characteristics you expect from a Rolls-Royce and even beyond.
As we exited the pits, I likened it to what it's like taking off. It wasn't so much as, it was like you were being sort of propelled along the road by almost a magnetic, frictionless force.
Absolutely.
It's this like unbelievable, relentless, torque-filled linear pull.
Yeah, we designed the car in a way where you're cocooned, so you're isolated from the world outside.
Yeah.
But that Rolls-Royce feel is about, you said it, the wall of torque.
Yes.
We have that torque, but in one continuous pulse. We don't need to switch from gear to gear. And so, yeah, you're likening it to a jet taking off. I think that's fairly reasonable.
23-inch wheels. It will be fitted with them.
Absolutely.
I'm told it's the largest alloy fitted to a coupe since the Bugatti Royale in 1926.
Yeah, we thought we were going to be the first, but actually we missed it by 100 years, but there we are. The wheels you see on the car today are not one of our final wheel styles. This is a test wheel we used during the development process. Keep the wheel continuous whilst we're developing the technology in the tyre.
Right.
But yeah, the overall dimensions are what you'll see on the finished car.
Honestly, from a handling point of view, something of this scale should not do what it just did around that track. It is a physics-bending exercise.
Absolutely, and we deliver that. We talked earlier about the extreme torsional rigidity of the car. Centre of gravity is also very low. The batteries are low down, the motor is low down. We have active roll stabilisation, air suspension, and all of these active systems work together. We have a new electrical architecture that we call decentralised intelligence, and we're making calculations about dynamics, ride, handling, comfort as we're flying along.
Right.
And yeah, all those things combine together in a way where we try to exceed our customers' expectation in what this car should be capable of doing. At the end of the day, it's a Rolls-Royce. It should be effortless and comfortable, but there's no harm in exceeding the expectations in the dynamics department as well.
So I was told that you're at about 40%.
Yep.
40% development stage or development progress. I take it as it is. It was honestly, it was amazing. I was like, stick a proper interior in and I'd go.
We're not satisfied yet, so we're well along the way. Development of a car is it's almost diminishing returns. In the first 40%, we make leaps and bounds.
Right.
But there's a lot more to do. We need to ensure the durability of the car.
Yes.
And we've got a few optimizations to make. We're not quite satisfied.
I can't imagine what this is going to be like at 100%. I mean, honestly, 40% feels phenomenal. I said you'd out Rolls-Royce. That was kind of how it felt.
That's why we're talking about Rolls-Royce in high definition.
I love that. Distilled Rolls-Royce, as it were. Scale of it. What sort of, in terms of platform, is it similar to platforms gone by in terms of length and overall scale?
It's quite similar in proportion and dimension to the Phantom Coupe.
Okay, nice.
Which was, a pretty special car.
I mean, it probably speaks volumes that the aircon is louder than the car now, right? That's pretty good going. So right now that we're in drive mode, the sound level is kind of like if you turned a normal car off and rolled it down a hill in neutral.
Silence, from my opinion, it's luxury. And if you drive a long distance with a really quiet car,
yes,
it's on the one hand it's luxury, on another hand it's really relaxed. If you arrive, it's relaxed, because it stresses people from if there are so many noisy impact from outside.
I mean, it's almost a surreal feeling being in this, because you're obviously aware that you're moving visually.
Yes.
But the reduction of external noise, interior sound, you were saying that by the placement of the battery, it's sort of the equivalent of 700 kilograms worth of sound deadening in that space.
Yeah, it's helpful from the bottom, because you have rolling noises and something like that. But that battery does not help you against aeroacoustic. And if you are driving one thing is the noise coming from the street, from the tires. That's the one topic, and the other thing is if you drive a little bit faster, from the air acoustic, from the wind noise. So, and you have to reduce that by closing gaps, by putting additional foam material in some areas as a damping material.
Sure.
So, I'm not satisfied at the moment with that stage of car.
Okay.
Because it's not finished. It's not finished. So we identified during the last few weeks and months during testing some additional topics. That means some areas where we have to put additional materials or other solutions in to make it more quiet.
The throttle response and programming of that, because obviously you've got this massive instantaneous torque which is available. I'm presuming in order to give it that sort of feel of grace and luxury, there's been quite a lot of effort into how that feels.
Yeah, absolutely, because you have to adapt it to the car. If you would like to drive it really slow, it should be easy for the customer. On the other side, if you would like to accelerate that car, so it should be also work perfect. So, and in all situations, if you are driving the car, it should be really perfect. So,
yes.
They put a lot of effort, but the engine alone does not work. You need this air suspension that fits together, because if the car goes too much up, so if you accelerate too really fast, then you feel not so comfortable. Or
I'm still blown away that you're at 40% here. I mean, if this feels pretty amazing at 40%.
Yeah.
You know, it's quite amazing.
Yeah, but to reach 90%, it's easier than to make the last 10%.
Right, I see.
So that is, and you have to put a lot of effort for the last 5 to 10%, and that's the difference between a good and a perfect car.
So the 2.5 million kilometers which you're, developing in these cars, I heard that equates to around about 400 years worth of driving.
Yes. You can calculate it. A normal Rolls-Royce customer derives average mileage, and if you sum it up, you are
on average
nearly it's nearly 400 years. So nobody will do that.
Sure.
But you have then some customers, some clients who drive a little bit more sporty or something like that. So it has to fit to every situation. So.
All right, that was it. Absolutely phenomenal. First of all, I feel really, really honored to be able to share this with you at a very early stage. So massive thank you to the whole team at Rolls-Royce for putting us in this. This is a truly unique and really unusual situation to have access to a car like this so early. And all I can say is, considering they're at, quote, 40% development phase, it is remarkable. And really, when you hear the words EV and Rolls-Royce, there's not really a better pairing. It's basically everything you would hoped it to be and more. So very early part of the journey. We'll be sharing it with you as it unfolds, and I'm very excited to share the real deal with you. So comments below, let me know what you think about Rolls-Royce and EV, and we'll see you next time. Ciao.